expecting even more rain in the coming hours as another atmospheric river of rain hits western Washington, bringing flooding concerns to area rivers and proving for a very messy commute. And it's why our Fox 13 weather team has issued a weather alert day. And tonight we're bringing you team coverage from all around the Sound. Our AJ Janavel is tracking conditions up north along the Skagit River. And Jennifer Lee joins us from down south in Tacoma. But let's begin with Chief Meteorologist Lisa Villegas to see what we're expecting for tonight, Lisa.
Yeah, Aliana, you said those rain totals have been adding up, and they continue to dramatically from what we've had today. So we take a look at the satellite and radar view. Yeah, we have rain around. Luckily, we are seeing a nice little break in the activity, I should say. So zooming in across the South Sound, this is where we still have that light, moderate rain highlighted in the brighter colors, right? In the yellows and the oranges. But like I said, we are seeing a nice little break for those really just in the Central and North Sound, but expanding out across the foothills and the Cascades, across parts of Pierce, even Thurston and Lewis County. That's where we're seeing the majority of the action, even taking place in the higher elevations like the Cascades. Now, when it comes to rain totals, just in the last 24 hours, we've seen over 2 inches of rain. Quinault, Centralia, Granite Falls over to Hoquiam, down in North Bend, over 1.5 inches of rain for you. And we're still adding those totals, right? Olympia Airport around 1.5 inches, Milton about 1.5 inches, and Kirkland getting close to that inch mark there. Everett 0.71 inches for you, and SeaTac just a little over 1 inch. Now, I want to point this out. This is a look at our rivers and where they're staging currently when it comes to that flood stage. And a lot of these are going to crest probably here tonight into tomorrow. You can see a lot of green, so no flooding currently, but with all this runoff water, it looks like we're projected to peak ranging from major flooding all the way down to near flood stage, including Skagit River. So it looks like we're going to crest by tomorrow and again on Monday due to a second atmospheric river. I'll talk about that coming up, but more importantly, we have to talk about our rivers as they continue to rise here, projected to crest, like I said, tomorrow for a lot of us. And we have our very own AJ out at Skagit River right now. AJ, what have you been seeing so far?
Well, Lisa, there is a flood watch for the Skagit River here behind me, announced earlier today. It's expected to crest right here in Mount Vernon this Saturday, get as high as 33 feet. This area of Mount Vernon has historically been in a flood zone, so when you get that kind of high water, it is something to worry about. But within the last few years, they completed this flood project where we're standing. The waterfront is all a part of it, as well as what you're seeing right here. These walls have gone up. What the city has dealt with that floodplain, they're saying is now no longer an issue. They're not in the floodplain anymore because of the work that they've done over the last half decade. What they used to have to do historically is get hundreds of people out here, start laying down sandbags. That would take hours. Now they have these flood walls. People can come out and just set up these flood walls. It takes a lot less time and a lot less effort for the community, and it gives them that kind of peace of mind that they have not had historically. That being said, though, when you hear that there's 33 feet high on the Skagit River here in Mount Vernon, it's still a little concerning for some of the folks who live right down the street.
And we live just right on the other side of the dike. And so when the river was flooded or higher a few weeks ago, it affects the groundwater. Like in our house, we have a really, really old house. And so it came up like through our pipes and stuff. But if it were to flow over the dike, I think we'd have a little bit of a problem because we're on the first. We have a 2-story house, but the first level.
And so the people in Mount Vernon kind of have a warning system. They look to what happens in concrete so they can gauge what's going to happen to them. Concrete is expected to crest tomorrow, same height, 33 feet. What officials are saying here in the county is if you do need sandbags, they are handing them out at several locations throughout the region. Reporting live here in Mount Vernon, I'm AJ Janavel for Fox 13 News.
AJ, thank you. We're going to keep an eye on the Skagit River throughout the night and, of course, into tomorrow. And now we're heading to the South Sound, where we are also seeing some rain, and that's where we find Fox 13 reporter Jennifer Lee. Jen, you're at an intersection where we've seen a lot of flooding before. What are you noticing out there now?
Well, it's very wet out here, Aliana. It has been on and off pouring rain, and this intersection is Pacific Avenue and South 26th Street. And it was only a couple weeks ago when we had heavy rain that this intersection flooded out, causing issues for drivers. It's clear now, but we want to take you to video taken a couple hours ago, and you can see that water was spitting up from the road like a fountain. There was some minor flooding, but Tacoma Public Works was here to take care of that issue. The road was back to normal shortly after. A spokesperson with Tacoma says crews are cleaning and checking areas that typically have issues. Locals we talked with say they're ready for this rain to clear up.
It's a lot of rain, a lot of rain. It just keeps coming on down. I'm hoping it's going to stop sometime.
We're thinking about moving to Arizona. You can't live with it and you can't live without it. Because we love the rain, but we don't like the torrential rains that we've been getting lately.
Okay, now here's a look at Interstate 5 earlier today during the evening commute. You can see people were driving considerably slower. Washington State Patrol says troopers responded to more than 40 collisions in Pierce and Thurston counties. That was the latest update at 7:30 tonight. They're warning drivers to be careful on the slick roads and ponding water.
Our drivers on the roads to just stay safe and reduce their speeds, increase their following distances, and make sure to stay away from distractions.
Okay, now you're looking at the Tacoma skyline today. You see that thick fog that had settled over the city, and we are in touch with a Tacoma spokesperson who tells me that extra crews are on standby on the chance that this weather creates some more issues around the city. For now, reporting live in Tacoma, Jennifer Lee, Fox 13 News.
All right, Jennifer, thank you so much. And you can stay ahead of the next storm with the Fox 13 weather app. You can find the forecast for your neighborhood and updates from our weather team. It's free to download in the Google Play or the App Store.